Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian Report for Wednesday, May 25. And I think what I've sort of realised is that the US markets, some of them are sort of bottoming, and some of the sectors still need to have a bit of a rally and then one more low to complete. But I think that the European markets and the Asian markets already got their sort of current lows in here. So I think this triangle pattern that I've been sort of toying with, I think it's going to be pretty close to the money. If it is the case, it could get a little bit messy between sort of D and E, but we'll sort of head in that sort of direction. It does mean that some of the banks like CommBank could also have all their lows in place. I think ANZ still needs to make another low. So the weaker ones need to have a bounce and then another low. But the other ones, I think, like CBA, could, present a stronger case. So, yeah, so just sort of rehashing that, I think that the Americans have got to, like the S&P needs to go to 4,130 and then have another low. The Russell might have a low in place already. I can see some sectors that need to make new lows and some that don't, but it looks like the European markets and the Asian markets, and talking about the Hang Seng, the Nikkei, and so on, have their lows in place. So I think we can go pretty much with this particular pattern here. Now the tricky thing is that wave D here technically should be in 3 waves, so we may get it quite easily as an A wave here, a B wave here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here for wave D, and then have 3 in E. So let's just, fingers crossed, let's just hope that it all goes rather smoothly within all of this. And the funny thing is too, I think gold is going to be doing the same thing as well now. So anyway, the B wave and ABC we're looking at, and then an A and a B here. So I think that we can kind of see a little impulse wave up there. I'm not quite sure just yet where to put wave 1 and 2 and so on, but I'm just going to put these, couple of these, I'll just do them all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're done. Okay, so I'm not sure if we got 5 waves to here or 5 waves onto this one here. I'll just put it here and we'll check tomorrow, but you kind of get the picture here of what we're sort of looking at. So this resistance comes from this one and so on, so we don't really need that there. We know our levels, so we know, they're all minor levels. They're all going to offer some sort of support and resistance and so on. So this one here could, this could be here. I'll need to go back over and check. I don't have time to do it right now, but definitely be looking to the upside here at the moment. So we'll just plonk that there, and we'll migrate that over to the 100 tick chart or something tomorrow or something or other. But the main point here is that kind of look to the S&P as well for this particular rally. It's going to be a bit helpful in that regard in terms of timing for things, but we'll check on it. But that's sort of where we are really at this point. You should be able to tighten that stop up. You can put that stop further up under. I'll move that in one piece. It could at least go under that bar there, on the 4-hour bar there. But yeah, so that's that really. So wave C of D. And like I said, this is where gold's heading as well, basically. So that's kind of interesting. So there we go. That's what I think sort of occurring. And that means that when we look at CBA here, I think we need to look at it as wave 1 here with an A and a B and a C for wave 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's really just been waiting kind of in the winds, really, But I don't have any evidence to buy just yet. What I want to see is, obviously at the later stages, taking out that top there will prove that we're going, the trend has started. And if it's taking out that top, it's going to vibrate across the 110, and we'll be able to buy the pullbacks and get a better position and all the rest of it. But in the meantime, I just don't know. if I see a move up here, so in 5 waves somewhere a bit shorter than this, and then we see a pullback in here, well then we'll look to take that if we can get it in 3 waves, So I won't go in here intraday today, but we can expect the market to push up. You could go long across the top there if you wanted to, but you'd have to keep the stop way down here for that, But yeah, I think we're heading in this direction, but it's not set in stone just yet, this one, okay? But I just need to gather some information in here, but looking good on that side of it. Okay, over to the resources, and starting with iron ore here. Still haven't really figured out what we've got here just yet, but we're getting there. We can have an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave here, and we're done and dusted, and we're going to be cruising down at that point. So a move under the 800 would tell us that we're bearish at that point. But otherwise, we could also look at this as 1 here, an ABC for 2 here, and then up for 1 here, and then an ABC back for 2. So a little bit sort of unclear in here. So there may be from the B wave, it might be 1 here and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third, or the fourth here, which is pretty much at the 38.2% retracement level. So we could expect another move to the downside here on that. And then we've got to push up from that point. So I can only turn bearish if this, if we sort of get stuck under the 800, that would be it at this point. So we're still weaving our way through all of that. I do think BHP has got, we can look at it just straight up as an A and a B and a C here, and we can just keep going. But I do think we've got some sort of 1 and 2 in here, and 3, 4, 5 here for that. We can see the stochastics has come up quite high now in all of this. So we're going to be looking for a top here somewhere and then a rollover at this point. Does that mean that that iron ore needs to come down there? I don't think so, because let's just have a little look at how copper's going, because copper was on that rally as well, and obviously I've passed it here somewhere. Nickel high grade copper. Okay, so copper, I was looking with copper as an ABC here, yada yada, and then down for 1 and back for 2. So I want to see if it comes down here and see if this wave 4 is correct here, because that could bring BHP down, So yeah, I still don't have a position on all of these just yet. So I'm not going to spend any time on discussing these, because I don't have any answers just yet. So we'll just flick through these Rio and FMG at this stage. We're coming over to US spot gold, and with US spot gold, let me just have a look here first. What have I got? Okay, we can do gold first, then we'll do the crude oil stuff, gas stuff. So yeah, it all started with this little bit in here, because I don't know if you recall, but if you've been following this, you'll know we're looking at this as an A wave, a B wave, and then 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5 here for a top here for this as an ABC pattern. But we've moved past this top here, so that means now that we can look to the triangle pattern, which would be wave B up here with an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here for the C wave, very much like the Australian market, as I mentioned, and then this D wave, and then the E wave over here for that. So that's kind of what we're looking at the moment. I don't have a trade here for this at the moment. I'll just need to figure out, I haven't had time to, I had to figure out the last trend coming down here. That was my thing this morning to spend on. So I haven't, but it should just continue to sort of edge higher at this point. So that means that with our NCM here, we've had this down as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. And that's fine. We'll just see how it goes. But from that high to that low, this was the 61.8% mark, and it went back there, and it went back there in 3 waves. So I'm quite happy with it at this stage. But if it pushes up through here, then we need to exit this short half position, whatever we have here. And then you can also look to go long at that point as well. So you exit here and go long at that point. Now, it still could get a bit more sort of complicated in all of this, because if you think of the triangle pattern and then stocks to follow that, they'll kind of push up here a bit further and then they'll come down here, you know. So we may end up with we may need to sort of look at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 in here, and then a B wave back up to here, and then a C wave down here or something. But that, you know, it's not going to be a good journey. So we're just going to make that a half trade there as well at this point. Just changing the color of the bars. I'm going to start doing that because it just gives a little bit more definition in the videos. So yeah, so that's where that is. And let's just have a look at, well, let's start with I mean, the gas market's not going to do us any good for a little while, because the wave 3 that I had here and the wave 4 here, that all proved to be sort of okay at this point. And then I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 moving up here. So we need to get that top into play, but it's only just going to take that top out there. I mean, it could extend up further, but I've got this big wave 3 here, and then I'll need to look for wave 4 over here. So this wave 4 here is really going to, you know, it could pull back, you know, this wave 4 pull back to this wave 4. So this wave 4 could pull back to this wave 4, you know. So we could be in for something like that. I don't think that's the case. I think it will be sort of over here somewhere because we've got that high now. We've got all of this here. So it's built up a bit of stability at that point. So I think we'll be looking at it something like that. And yeah, but it's not going to do Woodside or Santos any good in the short term. So we're going to see them push up a bit, and then we're going to see them drop a little bit. So just to bring them up here, this is Woodside here. So we'll probably see Woodside well, try to make a bit of an effort and then probably have another move down before sort of moving up again with all of this. So we're not there again with this, and the same with Santos as well. We'll have to remove that green trigger there because it's going to get more volatile here. It could certainly have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, so it could just push up somewhere up here and then have another ABC pattern here while that wave 4 goes on, you know. So it's going to be something like that if it's following the gas market, the natural gas, you know, at this point. So nothing sort of cooking here. The Australian dollar is following the S&P. So the Aussie dollar here has made a new high, so it's triggered us in long here, so we can go long. We've got this trend line through here. You know, I'd normally leave the stop sort of under here for this, but yeah, I think maybe just at this stage, let's just do half a position here on this move, but I'll leave that up to you because I really want to leave the stop out of the way. And this was our first target zone here, and this will be our second target zone here. We've got wave B here, so that means we're going up for wave C, and that will be in 5 waves of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So we'll be pushing up higher in that space. So, but let's get, because we might get I'll just see how this sits on the 71. We can build in through here. I just want to see how this first leg goes in here, and we'll pull that apart tomorrow and have a look at that. But we're triggered in, just keep the stop out of the way and we should be fine. The S&P is pushing up. The S&P will push up till 4,130, I think, in that sort of space. So that will get us, at least get us a bit higher here, and we'll have a look at what the trend looks like at that point. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.